American Top 40.
Well, now we're up to another comeback hit. A song by a woman often described as a glittering lioness. A woman who hasn't been in the top 40 for 11 years now. That's when she performed in a band with a man who's now her ex-husband, rock and soul music star Ike Turner. Of course, I'm talking about the woman born Anna Mae Bullock, but known as Tina Turner. From the late 1950s through 1976, she was the lead singer of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue, an explosive blend of rock and roll and rhythm and blues. Soul magazine said, "The stage is a griddle, and they rapidly broil the audience. The music cooks, the repertoire sizzles." Many magazines, including Time, Look, Life, and People, have tried to capture the excitement of Tina Turner the performer, and we put together a composite of the best of those descriptions. Quote, "She's a primitive force, a lioness glittering in sequins and a gold chain miniskirt. She assaults the stage with both legs pumping, hips grinding, and her long tawny mane whirling, as her raspy voice breaks into a raucous wail that jangles every male in the audience." Unquote. That's what music writers have been saying about Tina Turner for years. Her biggest hit with her ex-husband Ike was a number 4 smash in 1971. Here's a sample.
If you come down to the river, man, I bet you're gonna find some people who live
Proud Mary. Proud Mary from 1971. That's Ike and Tina Turner. This week, 44-year-old Tina Turner debuts with a comeback record, a solo hit. She's turned down the electricity a bit, but it's still pure Tina. Coming in at number 38, here's the one and only Tina Turner on American Top 40 with Let's Stay Together.
Let me say the same.
Back in 1972, Al Green took that song to number 1. This week, Tina Turner debuts with a remake of it, Let's Stay Together. It comes in at number 38 on American Top 40, a comeback hit for Tina and her first solo chart single ever. And the countdown continues.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Well, now we're up to the latest hit for a superstar who grew up picking cotton by day and dancing till she dropped at night. She was born Annie Mae Bullock in Nutbush, Tennessee. Her father was the caretaker of a cotton plantation, and as part of her duties, before school in the morning and after class in the afternoon, Annie Mae would work in the fields picking cotton by hand. It was back-breaking work, and the thistles on the cotton plants would rip and tear Annie Mae's hands. But she kept her spirits high by thinking about the evening, because that was when she got to go to the local juke joints and roadhouses and dance. Annie Mae used to bop till she was ready to drop. She told us, quote, "It was music that set me free. Every night I'd lose myself in the rhythm and the sound. All the pain would vanish when the music hit my soul." Well, music became Annie Mae Bullock's life, and it was in a nightclub years later that she met a musician named Ike Turner, a man who eventually married Annie Mae and renamed her Tina Turner. Now, nearly 3 decades later, the woman who used to pick cotton picks up 3 notches in our survey, climbing to number 34 with her 18th top 40 hit. Here's Tina Turner and The Best.
I call you, I need you.
Moving up 3 notches to number 34, that's The Best from 7-time Grammy Award winner Tina Turner.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
Now we're up to the woman who didn't wait for opportunity to come knocking. She knocked on opportunity's door. And when it didn't open, she kicked it in. This is the story of a star whose real name is Anna Mae Bullock. Happened back in 1956 in St. Louis. When Anna Mae was 17, she and her sister Aileen had become regular customers at a place called the Club Manhattan. The house band, the Kings of Rhythm, were led by a man who already had some rhythm and blues hits as a producer, guitarist Ike Turner. Well, Anna Mae Bullock liked the band a lot, and in between sets she would constantly go up to Ike and ask if she could sing a song or two with the band. Well, knowing that Anna Mae had never sung professionally, he would say, sure, one of these nights. This went on for weeks. Anna Mae waiting for the moment when she'd be called up on stage. Finally, her patience ran out. One night, the Kings of Rhythm were in the middle of a number when she leaped on stage, grabbed a microphone, and started singing. At first, Ike, the band leader, was angry. Then, quickly, his anger turned to amazement. He couldn't believe the performance by that 17-year-old amateur. And after her unscheduled, sensational show, he asked her to join the band. At first, they called her Little Ann. Then she married Ike, and Anna Mae Bullock became Tina. And that was the bold beginning of Tina Turner's career almost 30 years ago. Ike and Tina Turner, now divorced, were one of the hottest live acts of the 60s and 70s. And these days, Tina is a hot solo act. Her first solo hit is at number 26 this week on American Top 40. And here she is, the woman who saw opportunity and grabbed it. Tina Turner, and Let's Stay Together.
Let me say the same, baby.
Tina Turner with a recent #1 dance chart record. It moves up a notch this week on American Top 40 to number 26. Let's Stay Together. 25 big ones to #1 as we count them down.
The hits from coast to coast.
Now, the story of the sensational comeback of Tina Turner. 9 years ago, after more than 15 successful years in the music business as half of the team of Ike and Tina Turner, Tina walked away from an unhappy marriage and music partnership with her husband Ike. She says that when she left the marriage, she had only 36 cents in her purse and no other assets at all. And because Tina had left the act, she was the one responsible for monetary damages resulting from all the Ike and Tina Turner shows that had to be canceled. And that amounted to hundreds of thousands of dollars. How did Tina come back? Well, it was a slow process. At first, she began to get jobs working in cabarets in resort cities like Las Vegas, Tahoe, and Reno. Then she became a Buddhist, and she found that the chanting that's part of Buddhist practice helped her to find peace of mind. She signed with artist manager Roger Davies, who also manages Olivia Newton-John, and she started paying her dues all over again. A small club here, a small club there, opening concerts for other acts, and the occasional one-shot recording. And slowly, ever so slowly, the word began to spread that Tina Turner was on her way back, and that she was singing better than ever. When she played a club called the Ritz in New York City, Keith Richards and David Bowie came to cheer her on, and so did some people from Capitol Records. They offered Tina a solo recording contract, and Tina Turner was back. This week, the latest song from that comeback album, Private Dancer, is at number 5 in our survey. Here's Tina Turner, Back to Stay, with Better Be Good to Me. After a couple of weeks at number 7, she moves up to number 5. Tina Turner on American Top 40 with Better Be Good to Me.
Casey's Coast to Coast to Coast.
For Casey Kasem, I'm Charlie Van Dyke on American Top 40. We're counting down to the latest hit by a woman whose career was at such a low point just a little more than a year ago that she couldn't even get the backing to record an album. She made her comeback the old-fashioned way. Not with an album, but with a single. Details coming up.
American Top 40.
I'm Charlie Van Dyke, sitting in for Casey Kasem on American Top 40. We're up to the latest hit by a woman who started her comeback the old-fashioned way, with a single record. A little more than a year ago, the career of this big star was slogging along at the same low point it had been ever since her highly publicized breakup with her bandleader husband in the mid-'70s. She was doing some club dates, and she was singing backup on other people's songs, but her career as a solo artist just wasn't happening. And this lady found she couldn't interest any record companies in putting up the money to produce an album. But it wasn't like Tina Turner to give up. And so what she did was to scrape together enough money to record 2 songs for a single. That was what people used to do back in the 50s and 60s before they'd spend big money recording an album. And that was what Tina did in the mid-'80s. Working with British musicians, Tina recorded a remake of Al Green's classic, Let's Stay Together. The single was released in England and Europe, and it became a hit, a big hit. The success of that single attracted the attention of a number of record companies, and it was Capitol Records who signed Tina to do an album which has become a smash, a 7 million seller worldwide, called Private Dancer. This week, the latest hit from this album, which began the old-fashioned way with a hit single, is at number 37. Here's Tina Turner, and Show Some Respect.
I've made a resolution this time.
Tina Turner climbs the notch this week with her 5th Top 40 solo hit, Show Some Respect, at number 37 this week. On American Top 40, I'm Charlie Van Dyke for Casey Kasem.
Casey's Coast to Coast. American Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem. Now we're up to the new #1 song. And it's by the star who's waited 24 years for a number one song. When she first hit the top 40, she got as high as number 27. That was back in 1960, and it was with this rhythm and blues hit. That got to number 27. It was in 1960, and it was a hit titled A Fool in Love. This woman who sang it was still rocking a decade later and still looking for that first number one when she hit number 4 with Proud Mary, and followed that with the song about her hometown. From 1973, that's the hit song Nutbush City Limits. Did it reach number 1? Nope, got as high as number 22. Today, 11 years later, after 24 years of trying, she's finally hit the top. Here now is 44-year-old Tina Turner with the new number one song in the USA. What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner on American Top 40 with the new number one song in the USA. What's Love Got to Do with It?
Casey's Coast to Coast.